Hello, sunshine. I guess going through life, and I started even the text messages with just encouraging myself, just getting little drops from God, just saying, telling me how He was proud of me, and just needing things in that moment. And I started thinking about people who may need it too, and I'm like, well, let me share this. And it just started growing. And I know sometimes in the darkest times in your life, you're always looking for just a glimmer of light. And something God always spoke to me. He said, the sun is always shining. And it just gives me hope to keep going. So Hello Sunshine just came out of that.
I want us to go.
My dad passed 2 years ago. And when we were getting prepared for his funeral and getting everything together, I just had so many people telling me the same exact thing about him. And they were saying, your dad was such an encourager, and I never had a day where if he thought about me, he called me, and if I was on his mind, he always either sent me something or he stopped me and he told me. And I said, you know what? People need that intentionality. You know, people need to know that you're thinking about them in the moment that you're thinking about them. Not like, girl, you was on my mind and I just didn't get a chance. People need the time and to know that when you're on their mind, hey, let me know right then, because we can't do life by ourselves. So this is a honor my dad and homage to him and all of his faithfulness and encouraging so many people that still tell me today, your dad was such an inspiration to me.
Wow.
So this is my way of keeping him alive.
Wow. I want to read this part.
Yeah, clear and sunny represents clarity. It's those moments in your life where everything is good, but you still need a little wisdom. You know where you're going, but like God just got me a little bit farther. You're not experiencing anything, you have a lot of smiles, but you're still wondering, am I in pace? Am I going in the right direction? So that's what clear and sunny is about. It's just a way of encouraging you through all of those bright moments in your life. Keep going.
Well, here it is. This is a bright moment for you.
It is.
What would you tell the average person in here that want a bright moment like this? How can they take advantage of bright moments? Some people just don't know how to take advantage. The sun is shining, but I don't know what to do in this weather, right? So what would you tell the average person in here that got a goal, got a dream, but they just don't have all the details connected to this season in their life? What is the best advice you can give them now?
Keep going. Keep going. That is the best thing I can tell you. I see a lot of my B group ladies here, and I'm so happy to see them. But this book has been in me for a long, long time. I've always wanted to write, never really knew how to do it. So in my B group, we had this thing about me being chicken, so I was a little scared, when chicken comes out, you're a little scared. But I was chicken. So every time the book would start, and people would say, I would send out these text messages, like, this should be a book, this should be a book. I'm like, you're right, storms. But I'm thinking about the rain when it comes and the sun is still shining. But you have to still navigate through this weather, And I like looking cute. So it's usually in the cutest points when your hair is done and here comes the rain, And you still got to keep it together, but you really are wondering what's going to happen on the outside. So it's really navigating those things that you cannot expect to happen. It's expect the unexpected. So although you're together, you can't really navigate what's coming at you. But God is in you to help you get through all of those things.
I want you to talk about what is it that you believe us as a people need to apply to our life that we already know, but we have not provided the necessary faith to carry out what we already have in our head. Is that a complicated question?
No.
Okay.
I think the greatest spot for me to start to even deal with that was the disciples. They had Jesus with them every single day for 3 years. But they still never knew who he was. Because they never trusted that he could do what he was doing for everybody else for them. And I think sometimes as believers, we approach God that way. God, you're good enough for them. And we have all of this faith and we believe God for them, but we never believe God for us. Because we'll leave them praying for them. You know, cancer is gone. And we get home with a headache. Oh, Jesus. Lord, my head. And we never go pray. You know, we go look for Tylenol. Tylenol going to help us with this one. But we never apply that same faith. You know, cancer gone. And I believe that for her. But Lord, this head, girl, I've been dealing with this headache for 3 hours. I don't know what I'm going to do. We say that. You know, we just finished praying for cancer to be healed, right? So how do we approach a God who's good enough for everybody else, but we have no revelation of him for ourselves? And I think approaching even this, it's more or less, let's get out of who God is for them and know who God is for me. Because he came for me. It's great for everybody else, but God, you my God. You are I am to me. You are everything that I need now. Not then, but now. So what do I need now? And sometimes we have to ask him that. What do I need now? Because I don't know. I'm just confused. But I need something. I know I need something. But what is it that I need? You know, and he becomes that what we need. But sometimes what we do is we get so involved in what he is to someone else. When he's trying to be what we need. We want what they have. You know, when God is peace for them, we want God. We want Jehovah peace. We want Jehovah. God, we want your peace. And God said, no, I'm trying to be your provider. We like, no, God, I need peace. God say, no, you need this money. And we like, no, God, you know, I need peace. No, girl, I'm trying to get you this money. You know, but we look at that because we see God so much through others because we've never sat long enough to hear what he has to say for us. You know, usually we think about the wind blowing, right? But in my mind, when I was titling these things, I'm thinking about the tree that's all the way over. Not like that's just blowing. No, this tree is like all the way over. Like it's just about down. And I think that's something that we fail to do. When the winds come, the winds make us bow. But we don't always just really just bow. Because when we're bowed, the wind will just go over us. We're not affected by the wind when we bow. And I think when we're going through those strong winds, it's a place where we really can just worship and bow before the Lord. And everything that we feel is a problem will just rush over instead of hitting it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Whew. It's just when I think for me, that season for me, and this is like out of my life, guys, this is out of my life, every word, was just when I was broken the most. And one thing I've learned about brokenness is a lot of times we say we want to pour the oil. But when you pour the oil, you can tell where it's going. But when you're broken, the oil just flows. Wow. And I think with tornadoes and hurricanes and thunderstorms, it just tears stuff up. Nothing looks like it was when the storm is finished. And sometimes, you know, we don't like the storms, but sometimes we need the storms because the storms break us enough for the oil to flow in the places it needed to. Because we're so fixed and focused on where we think God wants us to go that we neglect the people, because he created us for the people. He created us for his mission of purpose to be done in the earth. But we miss the people who we were sent to because we so comfortable with trying to get to a certain status or a certain level.
Wow.
You know, so this has just revolutionized my life because I'm talking to people and I'm engaging with people that I never thought would be in my circle, who I never thought I would even be attracted to. Because it's in those broken places when you attract more brokenness and you say, well, yeah, you need this too. Well, that was me. It's the empathy side. Because when everybody's house tore up, you ain't worried about what you have, baby. You need some help. It's the Me Too season, you know. Me too. You know, my house flooded too. You know, we went through the flood. My house flooded too. Yeah. Oh, you need something? Well, here, I have this. You need this too? Me too. That's the broken Me Too.